Here's an experiment. Take someone who hasn't walked regularly in years. Ask them to walk 30 minutes every day. Don't change anything else. Same diet, same sleep, same routine. Then track what happens inside their body, day by day, cell by cell. What you see is surprising, not because walking is magic, but because the changes don't happen gradually. Your body crosses invisible thresholds. Each one triggers the next, like dominoes falling in a specific sequence. This video shows you exactly what's happening on each day and why most people quit right before the biggest change happens. By the end, you'll know the difference between a day 1 body and a day 30 body, and it's not what you think. Let's start with what most people completely miss about the first week. Researchers who study walking have a strange observation. People who walk for 11 days show modest improvements. People who walk for 13 days show dramatic improvements. Same activity, 2-day difference, wildly different results. Something happens between day 11 and day 13 that changes the trajectory completely. Your body crosses a threshold, flips a switch, and everything after that moment builds differently than everything before it. The question, what's the switch? Day 1, you lace up your shoes and walk 30 minutes. Inside your body, almost nothing changes. Heart rate spikes during the walk, blood flows faster, then everything returns to baseline. Your body doesn't trust this signal yet. You've done this before, joined a gym, walked for a week, quit. From your body's perspective, day 1 is noise. Day 2, you walk again. Day 3, again. Somewhere around day 3, your muscle cells start producing more glucose transporters, proteins that pull sugar from your blood for fuel. More transporters mean your blood sugar stabilizes faster after meals. This is your body's first tiny bet. Maybe this pattern is real. By day 6, that bet gets bigger. Your body faces a choice: keep running existing systems harder or invest in expansion. Day 7 is when it decides. Day 7, you walk again. Your body chooses expansion. The first major investment, it manufactures more blood. Not red blood cells, plasma, the liquid that carries them. By the end of week 1, you're walking around with 750 milliliters more blood than you had on day 1. That's more than a full wine bottle of extra blood pumping through your veins. Why? Because pumping existing blood harder stresses your heart. Making more blood is elegant, more oxygen delivery without strain. You can't see this on a scale, you can't see it in a mirror, but your cells feel it. More oxygen reaching tissues all day, less afternoon fatigue, more energy without crashes. Your body just committed to rebuilding, and now it faces a logistics problem. By day 8, you have 15% more blood, but the delivery network hasn't expanded to match. Your body solves this by reopening dormant routes. When you're sedentary for years, thousands of capillaries in your muscles go dark. Not destroyed, just unused. Roads with no traffic. Starting day 8, blood flows through them again. By day 11, if you could zoom in to your leg muscles, you'd see capillaries that were dark on day 1, now lit up with fresh blood flow. Oxygen reaches cells that have been undersupplied for months. Waste clears faster. You feel lighter. But this sets up the critical moment. Day 12. You wake up, walk your usual 30 minutes, come home. But inside your muscle cells, something flips. For 11 days, they've been burning sugar during walks, fast fuel, quick energy. On day 12, they switch to burning fat. Not because you're trying to lose weight, because your cells made a strategic calculation. Here's what's different about fat as fuel. It burns at a steady rate for hours, doesn't spike your blood sugar, doesn't crash afterward. Your cells can access it during walks without depleting your glucose reserves. Sugar burning says quick bursts, short term. Fat burning says sustained demand, long game. This isn't about calories burned during your 30-minute walk. It's about what fuel source your body trusts for sustained activity. And here's what makes this flip critical. It changes your energy pattern for the entire day. On days 1 to 11, walking might have made you hungrier afterward. You burned through blood sugar. Your body wants it replenished. By day 13-14, walking stabilizes your energy. No hunger spike, no crash, because you're burning stored fat, not depleting immediate glucose. This switch is your body declaring, we're not preparing for a sprint anymore, we're building for endurance. And once this flips, everything changes. Because fat-burning efficiency unlocks what happens next, the biggest investment your body can make. Around day 14, your muscle cells start building new power plants. Mitochondria, microscopic generators that convert food into energy. For 2 weeks, you've worked with existing generators, just running them smarter. But by day 14, your cells commit. We need more capacity. They manufacture new mitochondria from scratch. By day 17, you have 25% more mitochondria in your leg muscles than you did 2 weeks ago. A quarter more energy-producing capacity. Stairs that felt like cardio on day 1, effortless now. Afternoon crashes at 2 p.m., gone. Walking stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like just movement. But building more generators creates more demand for oxygen, for blood flow, and that triggers the permanent shift. More mitochondria need more oxygen. More oxygen needs more blood vessels. Around day 18, your body starts constructing new blood vessels from scratch, not reopening old ones, building new permanent infrastructure where demand is highest. This is called angiogenesis, and it's expensive. Your body won't build new vessels unless it's certain they'll be used long term. But it's building them in your leg muscles, in areas that have carried sustained load for nearly 3 weeks. These vessels don't disappear when you stop walking. They're permanent additions. Your vascular network has expanded. By day 21, 3 other permanence markers lock in. New blood vessels integrate into your vascular network. Your body reclassifies them from temporary expansion to baseline infrastructure. Bones deposit more calcium where walking creates impact, heel strikes, ankle load, knee stress. Not building dramatic new bone mass, but strengthening the matrix where stress patterns show reinforcement is needed. This is your skeleton adapting to consistent use. Neural pathways consolidate. For 3 weeks, your brain consciously coordinated each step, stride length, foot placement, balance adjustments. By day 21, these pathways harden into automaticity. Walking becomes unconscious, your brain freed up to think about other things. Day 21 is the permanence threshold. Before this, changes were reversible. Stop walking, they'd fade within weeks. After this, your body commits to keeping this infrastructure even if you take a few days off. And in the final 9 days, the real magic happens. In the final week, all the independent upgrades start coordinating. Think of it like this. For 3 weeks, different departments in your body have been upgrading independently. Now they start talking to each other. And when they do, the combined effect is greater than the sum of parts. Example loop, the energy spiral. The mitochondria you build produce more cellular energy. More energy improves cardiovascular efficiency. Your heart doesn't work as hard to pump blood. Better efficiency deepens your sleep, more restorative sleep cycles. Deeper sleep accelerates cellular repair throughout your body. Faster repair supports even more mitochondrial growth. Each element feeds the next. It becomes self-reinforcing. Example loop 2. The metabolic coordination. The fat-burning metabolism you switch to on day 12 stabilizes blood sugar throughout the day. Stable energy means no afternoon crashes, no 2 p.m. slump, no 4 p.m. brain fog. No crashes mean you maintain consistent activity without planning around energy dips. Consistent activity reinforces fat-burning efficiency and builds more metabolic flexibility. Another self-reinforcing loop. Example loop 3, the cognitive enhancement. The new blood vessels you built deliver 15% more oxygen to your brain throughout the day. More oxygen sharpens cognitive function, faster processing, clearer thinking. Clearer thinking improves decision-making quality. Better decisions reinforce behaviors that support the infrastructure, like walking daily. Another loop that compounds on itself. By day 30, you're not just operating upgraded systems, you're running a coordinated network where each improvement amplifies the others. Researchers call this emergent complexity. The whole exceeds the sum of parts. And it produces something people don't expect. Around day 28, something subtle changes that's hard to measure but unmistakable when it happens. People start trusting their body in a way they haven't in years. On day 1, they'd think, should I take the stairs? I might be too tired later. Should I walk to the store? It's kind of far. Should I join my friend for a hike? I'll probably slow them down. Every physical decision filtered through doubt about their body's capacity. By day 30, those calculations disappear. They take stairs without the internal debate, walk to the store without weighing energy costs, say yes to the hike without pre-planning their recovery. Not because they consciously decided to be braver, because their body demonstrated for 30 consecutive days that it has capacity, that it responds when asked, that it's reliable. Trust builds unconsciously through consistent performance, and trust changes behavior in ways motivation never could. Motivation says, force yourself to do the hard thing. Trust says, this isn't hard anymore. My body handles this. One requires willpower. The other is automatic. This is the identity shift, the invisible difference between a day 1 body and a day 30 body. Two people, both 42, same baseline fitness, same sedentary history. One walks 30 minutes daily for 30 days. The other doesn't. Day 30, you look at them side by side, visibly almost identical, maybe 3 pounds different. Maybe the walker's face looks less puffy. Maybe their posture is slightly better. But measure their biology, and you're looking at different operating systems. The walker has 750 milliliters more blood circulating every minute. Thousands of capillaries that were dormant on day 1 now flowing with oxygen. 25% more mitochondria producing cellular energy, a metabolism that efficiently burns fat instead of constantly depleting glucose. New permanent blood vessels integrated into their vascular network, bones that have begun reinforcing their structure, movement patterns that are automated instead of consciously managed, systemic inflammation reduced throughout their body. The non-walker, unchanged from day 1. Same chronological age, wildly different biological capacity. But the real difference isn't the 30-day gap, it's the trajectory they're on. The walker's body is in expansion mode. Every walk now builds on the infrastructure from month 1. Their capacity grows each week. Their systems continue integrating. The physical gap between who they were and who they're becoming widens. The non-walker's body remains in conservation mode, or slow decline. Capabilities gradually contract. Systems slowly downgrade. the gap between their current capacity and their former capacity widens. 3 months from now, the walker moves with noticeably more ease. The non-walker moves the same or slightly worse. 6 months, visible fitness difference, different energy levels, different physical confidence. 1 year, they look like different fitness categories entirely. 5 years, they could be mistaken for different ages. Sarah is a real example. Started walking at 44 after years of desk work and inactivity. On day 29, she ran to catch a bus, something she hadn't attempted since her 20s. Didn't plan it, didn't think, I should run. Her body just responded to the situation. That response is what day 30 builds. Not a visible transformation, but a body that trusts its own capacity enough to respond instead of hesitate. That's the trajectory split. But what if you stop on day 31? Stop walking on day 31 and most changes reverse, but not all at the same speed. First to go, blood volume, gone in 10 days. Your body reabsorbs the extra plasma since it's no longer needed. Next, reopened capillaries. They go dormant again within 3 weeks. Not destroyed, just unused. Traffic stops flowing through them. Then, new mitochondria. Dismantled within a month if unused. Building them was expensive. Your body built them for sustained demand. No demand means they're wasteful to maintain, so they get broken down and recycled. By week 6 of not walking, you're functionally back to day 1. The biological upgrades have reversed. But here's the strange part that researchers have documented. Your body remembers the pathway. Start walking again 6 months later, and your body rebuilds faster than the first time. The metabolic flip that took 12 days the first time happens in 8 to 9 days the second time. The permanence threshold that locked in on day 21 locks in around day 16, 17 the second time. Why? Because the cellular machinery that managed the first build is still there. The genetic pathways that activated are primed. Your body knows this territory. It's built this before. Think of it like muscle memory, but for your entire cardiovascular and metabolic system. The first 30 days are the hardest because your body is building entirely new infrastructure. Every 30 days after that gets easier because you're rebuilding on familiar pathways. Not because of motivation, because your biology learned the construction blueprint. Here's what I want you to understand. Day 12 isn't special because of what happens on that day. It's special because of what it unlocks after. Before day 12, every change your body makes is reversible, temporary. Your body is still deciding if this is worth keeping. After day 12, your body commits to permanence. New vessels get built, bones strengthen, systems integrate. Each change enables the next. Miss day 12 and you get benefits that fade. Cross it and you get infrastructure that compounds. That's the actual difference. Not motivation, not discipline, not forming a habit. A biological threshold that determines whether your body invests in your future or conserves for decline. And the threshold is available right now, regardless of your age, regardless of how long you've been inactive. 30 days, and day 12 is the pivot. This channel breaks down the other thresholds happening in your body that nobody talks about, the invisible splits that determine your trajectory in midlife. Subscribe if that interests you. And next time someone tells you 30 days isn't enough to matter, you'll know exactly why they're wrong.